Welcome back to the Lardos podcast. Um, I'm I'm your host Jeremy. Along with aren't you supposed to put George Santos? Nick Santos who is Nick Santos?
I'm Nick Santos.
Are
George
you re
Santos is like, oh, I'm George Santos. Why be George when you can be Nick?
I
That's what I'm
respect it.
saying.
That's crazy. So along with our co-host, who's the stepbrother of George Santos, uh, and maybe changed his name to reflect a certain current political figure, um, Zach.
Maybe so.
And then we have our
That's me.
guest. He's he's a criminology grad student, debt free, um,
That's right. All paid off, baby.
all paid off. We've Kermit the Frog, also known as John. It's an absolute pleasure for you to come here on the Lardos podcast. Our first guest.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Two greatest people in the world, you and Zach. And of course Zach's mom, but she can't be here. So
Unfortunately, we gotta bring her on the pod, man.
Episode 50. She'll come on and say hello. And then episode 51, Kermit the Frog and my mom.
Oh, that would be the ultimate
I think that
podcast.
would be the
That's
best
like that's
podcast.
like when Joe Rogan brought on that British guy and Flint Dibble.
Who the heck is Flint Dibble?
You don't know who Flint Dibble is? John,
No.
you know who Flint Dibble is.
I
He,
might remember the podcast. I don't remember
he,
specifically who he
so
was.
he's like this archaeologist who he went on Joe Rogan. He has like this little hat he wears, and he's like he they had like a 4 hour long podcast just debating about stuff. And basically his argument was just there's not enough evidence. And then the other guy was like, well, this monument could be something. It could be Atlantis. And he's like, there's not enough evidence. And that was the entire podcast. It was you only have to read. You don't have to
Yeah, I
even
think I think
watch
I
the
did see that
podcast.
one. Like they were just debating, and it's like one guy says there's no evidence to suggest that it's there, and the other guy is just like, but it's a possibility. So
Yeah.
it's not
What
really
do
an
you,
Speaking,
argument.
oh, sorry.
no, what were you gonna say,
I
Nick's
was gonna say,
George
since we're on
Santos?
on the archaeology topic, John, do you know who Ron Wyatt is?
Oh my.
I do not.
Ron Wyatt, call him a scientist, call him a scam. He's one of the two if the people can decide. He is a anesthesiologist gone rogue treasure hunter. And over the course of his like 20-year archaeological career, he claimed to discover what was it? The Ark of the Covenant, like the Holy Grail, all this other biblical artifact, but a lot of people think he's fake. However, I did in-depth research on him, watched every single YouTube video. The dude definitely believes that he found the Ark of the Covenant. I don't know if he's insane, but like 100% he believes it.
And does he like have pictures of it, or does he just say he found it?
No, he says he just found it. But John, he found the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. He found the Red Sea crossing place. There's like
Yeah,
three other ones where he found Noah's Ark in Turkey. It's like now a park.
That's
He,
pretty wild.
he found stuff, and there's like some spiritual revelation where he said he couldn't reveal the Ark of the Covenant. However, if you listen to this man, he clearly believes that he found it. But he could
I
also be insane. I don't know.
He might be onto something because if I found the Ark of the Covenant, I wouldn't tell anybody because like people would just be trying to like steal it constantly. So yeah, I
Yeah.
keep it under wraps.
The CIA in an unclass when they like released a bunch of unclassified files about aliens like last year, one of the files was that they were using remote viewing to try to find the Ark of the Covenant. And the one like not contestant. participant number two, the notes were like, he found it. It was in a dark cave. I'm like, no shit. Of course, we know that already. But
That's
The
typical.
CIA was they were onto it.
Yeah, man, it's a powerful object, but typical of government funding, they say they're progressing with all their taxpayer money, and then it just goes to remote viewing nothing.
The
Why didn't
bureaucracy is withholding us from finding the Ark of the Covenant. It's ridiculous.
you know what they messed up on that they could have done in the Stranger Things thing is instead of having her go fight this magical beast and this like skinny white guy, he could have had her looking for the Ark of the Covenant. Like I don't understand why they didn't do that, you know? With her
Yeah,
mind reading capabilities,
I think it would
they
have
could have
made the show too good.
yeah.
You gotta be careful.
They
Netflix has like a standard. It has to be at least this bad.
they pull into the dad like the dad group. They be cater and then they move it to the History Channel.
That'd be pretty sweet. History Channel's got some great shows.
Dude,
No,
Let me just say, we
oh,
Jeremy, Mountain Monsters, great show.
great show. That is
I'm aware of Mountain Monsters.
one of the greatest shows. For those of you guys who don't know, just throw on Mountain Monsters. Just enjoy, man. And
And I
it's these
think
people who should not be running around in the woods with guns, but they are, and it's a lot of fun. And they're looking for monsters. So,
yeah,
That's the
dude.
American dream.
dude, that one where he's like in the field and then he sees like that lady in like the corn and he starts running. Or the one where they like lay the booby trap, right? And it's like this hole in the ground. And then one of the guys falls into the booby trap. And then the other guy's like, I'll get you. And he falls in there as well. It's- dude,
That's how it goes.
one of the
It's a
greatest shows.
fantastic show.
Also,
Absolutely.
so on the topic of History Channel shows, do you think, have you guys both seen The Curse of Oak Island?
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen like the whole thing.
Zach, have you seen it?
I've always wanted to, but I haven't. What's the story? Well, how
So,
does it go?
so the story is that like supposedly these Templar knights came over and they buried like a ton of treasure on this island in Nova Scotia.
It was the Templar?
It was the
Really?
Templars,
Oh,
supposedly.
I didn't know that.
But it's very feasible because like I mean the like the Vikings were down in that area around like the 1200s, the 1300s. So
So what are we doing here? Why are we not at Oak
well,
Island?
because every time they go on this show, and I always watch this show with my dad, they never find anything. They never find anything. They always bloop all the audience and they make them think, oh, we're going to find this magnificent treasure. And then they do all this whooshing and stuff with the sound effects. They're like, oh, we're going to find something this time. And then they don't find anything. They have not found a single, like, the only time they've been finding stuff is when they brought in this metal detector guy. And he's the best guy. He's the best part of the show. But other than that, like the claw goes down into the hole, comes back up. It's another pile of shit. It's just pile of shit after pile of shit, and they find nothing.
It is pretty bad. Like they build up the show and like they try and highlight like all the risk of drilling and like mining on the island. They're like our drill broke. The island must be cursed. Bill stubbed his toe. Like that's the storyline
We have
really.
to cancel the whole operation. Bill stubbed his toe. We weren't going to find something, and then he stubbed his toe, and then, yeah.
Can't be stubbing your toe. Can't be stubbing it.
But, Zach, you should seriously, like, go into, like, go watch the show and just imagine you're like it's like a carrot on the stick, or it's like a dog treat and you're on a treadmill. You're like, they're gonna find the treasure. They're gonna find the treasure.
Is that a
It's gonna
saying?
happen. Maybe this time.
Is a
But they
carrot on a stick a thing?
what
Like
like
who's chasing the carrot on the stick? My rabbit?
I it could be any kind of animal. It could be a vegan or something. It could be like Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know.
That was good. That was good.
But um but yeah, there's Oak Island. Give it, but seriously though, like give it, dude, give it a watch. Let me know what you think. And if you're in the audience and you're like considering watch, just give it a watch and just pretend like my dad. Here's the reason is like, we've been watching this show together for so long and we've been invested in it from day one. And so now we just have to keep watching it. We have to keep watching it just out of obligation.
I have a question.
Yeah.
John, being former law enforcement, like if someone just like goes in your backyard and says there's treasure in there and they just start digging, like what happens?
So
Or
it's
like a public place. Well, I don't know. I feel like there must be some legal aspect to this.
yeah, so typically it depends on like what state you're on. Certain states have what's called stand your ground laws where it's like somebody enters your property, uh you can shoot them. That's just in some states. More conservative states tend to have that kind of law. But other states, like California, you see they've done away with that and you have a duty to run away. So like let's say somebody breaks into your house and they're trying to steal stuff, you actually have to run away in some states. So it really depends where you live, uh, which is kind of scary.
Oh, the runaway in California. They run away from the wildfires, but who's gonna be running away from the Oak Island? Like I feel like if I'm in my backyard and there's someone digging up treasure and they're like, dude, there's a treasure in your backyard, trust me. I think I would trust him.
Dude, I think you're right though. Like 100%, if somebody told me there's treasure in my backyard, I'd be like, all right, let's dig it up together. You tell me, what's the treasure supposed to be? Maybe we can split it.
That's
You, you,
actually Jeremy, we can relate to this. Nellie's cave.
yeah, Nellie's Cave in Black. You want to tell the
I
people?
Yeah, this is actually so I in the area of Virginia Tech, there's a Nellie's Cave Park, like a Nellie's Cave store, all this Nellie's Cave shenanigans. But there was never actually a Nellie's Cave. And I was like, how can this be? There must be a cave. So like my entire freshman year, was trying to using the GIS analysis to figure out where this cave was. I predicted that it was in this one dude's like backyard, like 5 miles outside Blacksburg. I couldn't just go on his yard. Like I didn't want to just do that because I feel like I could just get shot. So then I hand wrote in a letter, put it in his mailbox with my phone number saying, "Hey, I think there's a cave in your backyard." And then he texted me back like, oh, 2 weeks later, he's like, "Dude, there is a cave in the backyard. Come check it out whenever you want." And I was like, that was my treasure.
Incredible.
And that like going in and seeing like it was just this giant chasm and it probably went down like 30 feet and then it kind of like there was another part of the cave too that apparently opens up. Like, weren't you looking at old diagrams, Zach? And they're like, oh, it's like the size of 6 school buses or something
In the
in that other
Virginia Tech
chamber.
in the Virginia Tech archives in the library, there was like one. So Nellie was like, I don't know who Nellie was. Nellie was some girl who like lived on the property, and she used to be in this cave, and she would hide all her family's wealthy belongings in there because she didn't want to get stolen. But one day, the entryway to the cave was paved over by like, a road was put over it. So the entrance to the cave was lost. But then like in her notes, she said that there was another entrance. That was the entrance in this guy's backyard.
Wow.
But it was raining the day we went, and
Yeah,
we were cautious, so I was like, no one's allowed in the cave. We don't have ropes. We're not ready. So
yeah.
we never went back.
But
So
I mean, dude, Oak Island is also that was just incredible that you like sat down and you found that. Like
dude,
here I was just like, oh, I was I was trying to meet women at that time. And then here you are like finding a cave, you know?
haters gonna hate, as Taylor Swift says. You know
Uh
what?
but
Yeah.
dude, Oak Island, like they're always looking and they're always using GIS people and like LiDAR people. So you should seriously apply and be like, "Hey, I found this cave in Blacksburg," you know? And then you could like you could say, you could say, "I don't think you'll find anything ever."
And then
And then
overtake the island.
and then over there, yeah. Um, but going back to the treasure thing. So on Oak Island, right? So like, how we were talking about earlier, it's like, oh, if someone comes on, they find maybe, they're looking for treasure on my property and maybe we'll work out a deal. Well, apparently the Canadian government has already claimed like a significant portion of it already.
And a significant portion of nothing is still nothing. So
That is
I,
true. That is true. Zero divided by two. Is that zero or is that irrational?
I think that's zero. I think you're right.
Zero divided by two is zero. Mm.
Math. It doesn't.
Y-
Long story short, we need to go to Oak Island.
Yeah, dude. We need to go. We need to say we'll find this treasure faster than you guys. You guys are at a snail's pace. We'll have it found in 6 months, man.
and the key is when you go, bring steel-toed boots because you won't get cursed and stub your toe.
That is true. That is true.
Don't you think they're purposely not finding it though, so they can keep the TV series running?
They might be. I don't know. It's definitely made them a lot of money. I don't know if they're like reinvesting that money into it, but I mean, it's so crazy. It's the ultimate dad show. Like if your dad's not watching Oak Island, I'm sorry to say he's a low testosterone individual.
You know what's also a good dad show? Dude, the Ice Road Truckers.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude,
Like that's the kind of stuff you watch on like a cold winter day with your son. You're just sitting there, and it's just all about being on that road.
I would
Sometimes
agree.
that you see, speaking of icy roads, you see in Michigan today, there was like a 200 car pileup because the roads were icy.
Whoa.
It was something crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. You
But
know, you know whose fault is that?
Nick Santos.
Yeah, it's Nick Santos's fault. Oh, I'm lagging a little bit. Oh my goodness. Am I
Oh,
lagging? Do you see me
oh,
lagging?
you're
Just a little
lagging.
bit.
Just a little bit. Well, um, so okay. So I have a thought. I have a thought. Man, this sucks. Man, I got this caveman internet.
Here, I'll go to mine real quick. We'll see if it goes up. For dinner today, I made a whole, wait, can you see it? A whole duck.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
And with the excess duck fat, I'm currently making duck pho.
Whoa.
It's brewing right now. It takes 3 hours for the broth to form. Then tomorrow, gonna reheat it back up, put some noodles in it. It's gonna be real nice.
That
Wow.
sounds amazing. Like, how did you prepare the duck?
Let me tell you, it was I think it was lots of orange, full orange, like the orange zest, garlic, lots of butter, honey. I think there's a little bit of cardamom, and then you put that. Have you ever used a baking bag before?
I have.
It's I didn't know they existed. You put the duck into the baking bag, put that in the oven, let it cook for 2 hours, and then you're ready to go.
Nice. You get that like golden crispy skin.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh, also basil. That was the kind of a shocking ingredient. Oh, and then also you stuff the duck with apples,
Really?
Whoa.
but you don't eat the apples. You could throw the apples out. You stuff it with apples, cooks, and then you save all the duck fat, for a separate. You get the duck carcass for the duck pho, and then you save the duck fat for breakfast potatoes in the morning.
Dang. Do you just put like a whole apple in there, like unpeeled?
Now I cut up two, kind of
Oh, okay.
quartered them.
Got it.
So
Duck is delicious though.
this is a perfect segue. This is like I can't even think of a good segue, like a better segue than what you just said, Zach. Um, all these European countries, have you ever seen like European countries? They're like, oh, Americans, they don't have real food. They're only copying us. They only steal what we make, like hamburgers and hot dogs. Oh, that hot dog's German. The sausage, they don't have any real food. They've never thought about like Southern food,
It's
right?
ridiculous. The U.S.
It's
100% has its own food genres.
dude,
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know who's making that roast duck. Find me a roast duck like that in Europe that looks as good as that and has that American twist to it, you
it's
know?
it's a it's it's a load of crap that America doesn't have its own food. I
No, dude,
I
dude,
think I think I said this on the first podcast. I was in Italy. I went to Milan. I ordered a pasta. I was not impressed. I ate it and I was like, I could cook better. And then I went to a nice restaurant, spent 35 euro. That's like $35 on a pasta there. Ate it, and I was like, this isn't good. I can cook better than this. Flip this. I challenge any Italian to a cook-off.
you've heard it. You've heard it here. It'll be broadcasted on the Lardos. We'll get a Lardos to judge it, a gourmand.
Oh man.
We'll say who's better. But like they don't know like a brisket, like a dry rub brisket, barbecue brisket with a vinegar sauce. You know what I'm saying? Baked mac and cheese. They don't have that. Strawberry rhubarb pie, pumpkin pie, collard greens, cornbread, a Maryland crab boil with them little
Oh,
pieces of corn and those potatoes and that Old Bay. They don't have Old Bay seasoning in Europe. They don't have that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with both of you. Like, what have the Italians got? It's just carbs. It's all
Yeah.
pasta and cheese and like if you come to America, like sure, we may have not invented like all these foods. We've invented some, but not all of them, but we've made it better. And what we do is we take protein and we cook it, we fry it, we sear the steaks, we do the
Yeah.
crawfish
We
broil like you were
fry the
saying.
steaks.
We fry the steaks. Who else fries the
they
steaks?
they don't have chicken fried steak
Dude,
covered with gravy.
chicken
They don't
fried,
have that.
yeah, with a nice white gravy, man. They also gumbo. They don't
Yeah,
have
they don't have gumbo.
gumbo.
Yeah,
Chili?
jambalaya.
Have you ever seen chili in Europe? They don't have chili. Bro, they are so like narrow-minded. Fried okra. I made a list today. I'm reading off the list. Philly cheesesteak. Turk apparently too, turkey's not endemic to Europe. It's only endemic to America.
Clam chowder. They don't got
Clam
that.
chowder. Yeah, man. It's just like they're so like narrow-minded. And it's like I think one of my goals in life is if I ever traveled internationally or did a big thing, I would want to make like a huge just barbecue in like Eastern Europe or like Sub-Saharan Africa, and just like this is America. This is got that motherfucking cornbread, you know?
And it doesn't get better than like the Southern barbecue.
Dude, exactly, man. Exactly. Uh,
Also,
Scrapple. Well,
oh,
we don't
Scrapple. Scrapple is amazing. People
you
will say it's not. I love Scrapple. You can like only get it in Pennsylvania, it seems like, but it is amazing.
I've seen it on the menu. I was asked if I wanted Scrapple. I was young at the time, so I didn't have it, but what does it taste like? What, John, have you ever had Scrapple too?
I have never had Scrapple.
I- It's this is like a staple food. Not we don't eat this normally, but like on any grocery store in Pennsylvania, we get it. It's essentially, you know how like a hot dog is all the bad parts of a pig?
Yeah.
Essentially, Scrapple is like you take all the processed stuff, which is like the hot dog equivalent, then you take all the bad stuff out of the hot dog stuff. So now you have the ultra processed meat. I think that's Scrapple. And it kind of tastes amazing. Just like a little bit though. It's really fatty.
Dude,
Mm.
I'm intrigued.
That is, I need to try it. Yeah, I need to just give it a try. I feel like that's something Joe Biden would. He'd be like, "This is my favorite food. I
They
love,
probably, they got it
I
in
love
Delaware.
Scrapple."
They got it in Delaware. They have to.
Yeah, yeah. When I was in Ocean City, Maryland, I went to a diner. Also, too, at this diner, they had like this thing called the pipeline, which was like it was just it was probably about like that big, and it was like an eating challenge. And it was like $20. Or I think it might have been more, but it's just like hash browns and sausage and like all that stuff. And I think scrapple too is mixed in there as well. It's just a big hunk.
How much
Let me
food, like,
let me
could you
find
do
it.
one of those food
So
challenges? John, how much food can you eat in one sitting?
I don't know, probably like I'd say like at most like 6 pounds of food. But I gotta be
Six?
really hungry.
Oh, jeez. 6 pounds. That's like the only thing I can think of. I've never done a food challenge. When I was in grad school, at least once a week, I would order a extra large Domino's pizza and eat the entire thing within 15 minutes. And
Dang.
then I
th
thought that was normal, and apparently it's not. That is disgusting. What
I
is
think
that?
this is the pipeline. This
Wow.
is a normal person. This is the pipeline. And it's like I don't know what's going on there.
that's pretty big.
Um yeah, dude, but it's just like a hunk.
My issue
Does
with like food challenges is like it's all the same flavor over and over again. You gotta like switch it up. Like if you go to a buffet, you can eat more than if you just eat something like that slab.
Yeah, I ran into this problem last time. Oh, there we go.
does
There we go. Okay.
does Europe have milkshakes?
That's
Do
a
they do
good
milkshakes?
question.
I
I
feel
don't
like they
know.
don't.
I, mm, mm.
Fish tacos?
Fish tacos.
I
Do they have shrimp and grits? Do they have grits?
They don't got grits.
Dude, do they
But
have
oh,
soft-shelled crabs?
They don't even know what seafood is, except the
yeah,
Spanish. The Spanish do.
the Spanish.
They got paella, like
Yeah,
mussel and fish paella.
and of course the Japanese with they fish.
It's true. The
Yeah,
Japanese know their fish.
yeah.
They don't know how to cook it. They just serve it to you raw. But they know their fish.
But John, going back to the food challenges, did you ever participate in the 40-ounce Reuben challenge? Did you ever do that?
So I personally have not, but I have seen somebody tried to take it on twice, and my brother actually tried to take it on one time as well. Um,
Whoa.
so one of my friends, you probably know him, Bassam, he tried the 40-ounce Reuben, and I think you only have like 45 minutes to eat this thing, and it comes with like this huge pile of fries. Like we're talking like 30 orders, not 30, but like probably like five large orders of McDonald's fries. Like it's just ridiculous. Um, but these are like thick cut, of course. So he finished the Reuben and then he just has the stack of fries and he's got 5 minutes left. He's like, I can't do it.
Z- Zach, do you think that is at the chutzpah in Fairfax?
Well, I don't think I realized they actually had a challenge for it.
Yeah. So if this podcast gets 500 likes, Zach and I will go and do the 40-ounce Reuben challenge, and we'll film it.
And the thing about the challenge is if you win, the sandwich is free.
Dude, that is true. So we wouldn't even have to spend $50 in theory.
How much is the sandwich? Oh, $50?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
$50.
$50
I
if you don't win.
I wish it was like a Korean barbecue place, and then you could just burn the food that you don't like, shove it in the grill and just burn it.
Yeah,
Like
it sounds like you're
well,
speaking from experience there.
like one time, so we went to not we Jo- John and I and a few other people, we went to this one all you can eat Korean barbecue place. It wasn't our buddy's Korean barbecue place, that uh I told I that Tim Pool has gone to, but it's this other place, and we went and John ordered the shrimp. Right? You said you wanted the shrimp.
Yeah. So I think on this occasion, yeah, I ordered shrimp and then they gave me squid,
Yeah,
and then like it was just not good squid. Like it was terrible.
yeah. And if you don't finish your food, here's the thing, like it's all you can eat, but if you order more than you can eat, they're gonna charge you more for it. So we have to figure out a way to dispose of this squid. Like we're trying to eat it, it sucks. So we just start sticking it under the grill and just burning that shit. And it's just all just charred, and they turn a blind eye because they've probably seen people do that before. So,
Yeah,
we
I'm
got
not one to
away.
waste food, but when they give you the wrong order and like it's just the nastiest squid you ever tasted, like you gotta do something.
Yeah.
I feel like the in Europe, the only good thing that they have that's a lie, but we'll stick with it, is the
Mm.
halal doner kebab street food that's in every country. That is the one thing they have that the US does not have as well. But I feel like their equivalent of kebabs is like our equivalent of Mexican.
Dude, no, no, no.
Not maybe not.
Yeah, they're like Arabs. They're just their version of the South Americans, of the Hispanics.
Kind of.
That's their.
But it's not, at least on the East Coast, we don't have as many like there's doner kebab shops everywhere you go, and they're all amazing. I feel like there's not like a easy to get. I guess we have like Chipotle. That doesn't count though. That's like a chain. They don't do chains over there, which might be a positive. Have either of you had an In-N-Out burger?
Yes.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I think
John,
they're overhyped. Like they're tasty, but like they get a lot of praise that they don't deserve.
when you went, John, did you do, and both of you guys, when you went, did you do the animal style? Did you get all the shit on the burger and like do the animal style fries? It's like an animal.
When I went, I loaded up the burger. That's a must. You gotta load up the burger.
Mm.
But I'm not a fan of loaded fries because they get all soggy. Like you can put
Yeah.
like a little something on there, but like once you start like pouring on like cheese sauce or whatever or chili, it's too much.
I think though the kind of the hype with In and Out is, and I had it for the first time as well. And my dad, he said the same thing. He's like, "This is mid." Um, but you can get a burger, like a decent sized burger, loaded fries, and a milkshake for less than $10,
That's true.
which is pretty, you know,
Pretty good.
and it's decently fresh. Like you can eat it and you don't feel terrible afterwards. Like, man, I eat a quarter pounder with cheese and I feel like I need to go get like bariatric surgery. I feel so terrible. I feel sluggish.
Do you know what
I
other
feel
food
I feel
place?
like I feel like a teacher at a high school. Um,
Another food place that has like good bang for your buck is Cookout. I don't think it's as good
y
as In-N-Out, but like the prices are very good.
yeah, Cookout was a very main staple. If you guys know in the audience, if you guys know Cookout, huge.
Late night food is great.
Yeah,
This, do you know Papa Murphy's or no?
I know
Okay, Papa Murphy's is a chain pizza shop, but it's take and bake. So you go there, you get the pizza, but you have to bake it yourself at home. It's the biggest scam of all time. And
that.
it's like it's considered fast food, but you have to go cook it yourself. In Alaska, Illinois, and South Dakota, it's the highest rated fast food chain in the state. I
That's
don't know
one.
what's I don't know what's wrong with those people. That's ridiculous. The pizzas aren't even good when you cook it yourself.
Uh, what what is the average IQ of an Illinois resident? What's the average IQ of an Alaska resident?
Here, let's check.
That is the possibly the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard. Like that that eclipses. You're saying, "Oh, I have to make it and it's fast food." Like if that were me, if I were reviewing that, like I would just eat the entire unbaked pizza in my car and probably get sick. And
So the average IQ in general is 100. Okay.
that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
68% of people fall between 85 and 115. So that's the range. If you're under 70, that means you have a developmental disability. And if you have over 130, you're super gifted. That being said, what were we looking at? Illinois?
Illinois IQ in
Not
relation to pizza eating.
99.9 for Illinois.
Oh, they're point
Slight,
one off. They're
yeah,
point one off the national average. That might be
That,
the
below
pizza taste.
average.
dude,
Alaska, 99.
but they also like eat pizza that is in like a dish and that's all like thick. And then if the sauce is scalding, you burn the roof of your mouth. Because that's how they do pizza is they do the cheese on the bottom and they do the sauce on the top. Like that's just
Ridiculous.
not I think we have to put an end to that.
The
And
highest
That
IQ in the states on average, Massachusetts with 104.3. The lowest, you want to guess the lowest, Jeremy?
um Louisiana,
That was
Mississippi
49.
is Mississippi.
Wow. Yes, Mississippi is 50th. Louisiana is 49th. What's
Yeah,
48th?
but
You're on a roll.
how does that measure common sense? Does that measure common sense?
The IQ test is BS to even start with.
Because smart people, and John, I think you can concur, like smart people who are objectively smart are not necessarily the brightest and most common sense individuals.
yeah, so I completely agree. And the IQ test is supposed to measure like your ability to learn and retain new information as well as like be able to think critically, right? So like you may score high on the IQ test, but maybe you didn't have the opportunity to learn new things or you chose not to because you're lazy, you know? So it's
Mhm.
really, yeah, it's really a
I'm
bunch of
the
nonsense.
I've never taken an IQ test, but speaking from an SAT perspective, it's 1600, right? Is the SAT 800, 800. On mathematics, I scored 800 points. Perfect score.
Wow.
On English, I got a 400 and I got like it was around that. So I got like a 1200 on my one SAT. I think I took it a couple times.
Dude,
But
I look back at my life and I wish I had extra time on shit. I wish I had like for those reading comprehension things.
I
I don't
can't
mean to I
comprehend.
don't mean to, I don't mean to call out people on the Lardos podcast, but there's one person among us who may have had some extended time.
John? Me? I don't know.
I don't even know. I don't even know. But
No, I'm
what
I'm I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Jeremy was the one with extended time.
Jeremy's like, I wish I had it, but I actually did.
I actually did. That's why. Because I can't. It takes me a while to comprehend things.
But the problem is like with the SAT and all that stuff, it's like it's not your reading comprehension that's the problem. It's like the story is so boring and mundane that
Yeah.
like you just lose track of time and you don't want to read it. So it's like every story on the SAT is like Bob owns a watermelon farm and he spent $300 on fertilizer, but he can't afford it, so now he's sad. Like, I don't want to read about this. And the
That's what
math
it's like.
questions are the same thing.
Uh,
Give me into the heart of darkness. If you made all those reading comprehension stories, if you made them all about like Tiger Woods and like history, how good would these women be doing? Would these women be getting to as many Ivy League institutions?
No comment.
do more women or do more men get into Ivy League schools?
Well, more women are getting into college, you know, and now because they're just so organized at such a young age.
I think
Th-
there's also been a push for higher education with women, which is I think that's a good thing, but we should also be pushing men to do the same thing as well.
Yeah, we should be pushing. I mean, but like, what kind of degree do you need to wash dishes, you know?
The real question is like, can I get a degree in Oak Island?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Can
can I get a degree in
I-
treasure hunting? Like
Oak
these are the kind
Island
of things.
studies. If
Like
you
more men would be going to school if you could get a degree in treasure hunting.
So good.
that
I
is
wish I wish I could treasure hunt.
that is so true.
Only 27% of graduates work in a job directly relating to their major.
That's a little concerning.
Well, that also gives 63% advantage to finding yourself in a career at Oak Island.
They
Yeah,
want well-rounded individuals. They look for Harvard graduates, you know. They
Harvard,
want
big
some
scam.
serious brains on this operation.
yeah, you need the Harvard education. They want people with fast food experience as well. Like that kind of dichotomy is what you want on Oak Island.
Yeah, man. I mean, you never know when you're gonna need to like fight like King Arthur's men deep underground or, when you get into a Holy Grail type situation.
Yeah,
Like
and
imagine that happens and they get into a Holy Grail type situation. There's this guy that's been living underground for like 1,000 years, and then they all have to like drink the chalices, and
Indiana
it's just
Jones
the Holy
style.
Grail. And it's
But
like, yeah, we found it, but now it's buried again. So now we have to, someone else has to dig for it. So,
Dude, Oak Island is only a half mile wide. What are we doing? It's not even big.
yeah, dude. I mean, that's like, it's like the same thing as like fighting Slender Man. Slender Man, Slender Man, Slender Man is you just, if you just get enough people, like you could easily take him down. Like he's like Victor Wembanyama, bro, you know?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
he's
with
like
you.
I don't know if you've seen that one Romanian black basketball player. I think he may have played for Florida for a little bit. Like,
Andrew Tate, isn't he from Romania?
no, no, he's from I don't know. Wherever he's from, I don't want to be from there, you know.
So it looks like they did find some stuff on Oak Island.
Yeah, they found like the coolest thing they found is they found like this little piece of paper with like the letter M on it, but it was like 300 feet underground, which is kind of nuts. But I think part of it too is like all these people like have been digging there for treasure for like centuries now. So I think they're just kind of finding like other people that have dug from treasure before
Oh,
them, you know.
and that's the problem. Like you start drilling, and next thing you know, you're finding Bob's cigarette from last week.
Yeah,
You got to be careful with that.
exactly. Exactly. You do have to be careful. Um yeah, man. I mean, it's just like the old people One Piece. Like it just keeps going. It's their One Piece. It's like, oh, have you watched One Piece? Well, have you watched Oak Island? There's probably like 300 episodes at this point, if I had to guess. So, John, let me ask you, do you believe in a free Tibet or do you believe in one China policy? What's your stance on that?
I think it's important for the citizens of each state to decide how their own people are ruled, you know, to a certain extent. Like you can't have like a single guy in like a town of 1,000 people form his own country. But I mean, like if you're like Taiwan, maybe you can decide if you want to be with China or not, you
Don't
know.
don't don't you mean Chinese Taipei?
That is what I meant. I mean, what I've been trying to say is Taiwan belongs to China. That's what I'm really trying to say. But like if China, held a vote and like Taiwan said they wanted to be independent, then maybe they would. But of course it would have to be regulated by the Chinese voting officials.
Oh, here, China, you can have Taiwan, but I put Taiwan in a bucket of canola oil, so you have to reach down with your hand and grab it.
in Nepal used to be connected to the ocean, but then India took that land, so now they don't have ocean access. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, but if you got the tallest mountain in the world, like I'm still pretty
Dude,
hype about
no
that.
no one talks about how China also has the tallest mountain. It's split down the middle.
Yeah, but Nepal is cooler.
No, I agree. I'm not denying that.
That's
I'm
like saying
saying,
that's like saying, oh, the Patriots have a Super Bowl championship. It's like that's kind of like, you know, it's
how is
kind of
that the
boring to say.
same?
They're already winning in so
Oh,
many departments, you know.
yeah, I know. I'm with you. I'm just, has anyone climbed up the China side?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, there must be a reason people do the Nepali side, right?
Yeah. I mean, hmm.
Like, is the Dalai Lama just chilling at the bottom of the Chinese bottom of Mount Everest? I don't know.
It's a possibility.
Anything's possible.
Dude, I think too, I think it's more accessible. you know. It's more accessible to get up like that side. Okay, would you ever, I don't even know how expensive it is to hike Mount Everest.
It's very expensive.
Very
Like
expensive.
over $20,000, I think.
I mean, listen, if you're like a billionaire, man, that's not, or like even like a millionaire, and that's something you've always wanted to do, that's not the worst.
All right, it is. Well, I don't know how many billionaires are climbing Mount Everest.
Oh, well,
They're like making
millionaire, like a boomer millionaire, like, oh, I bought property in San Francisco. Now you have to listen to my financial advice just because I got lucky.
ChatGPT says $35,000 to $75,000
And you also
on
gotta
average.
you gotta factor in like the time and money it takes to like train for that kind of thing. Because like sure the Sherpas do most of the work, but like you still gotta train and be ready.
Yeah. I wonder what a like a cheap versus expensive Mount Everest hike, you know? Like the cheap one, they got like pizza rolls and they're like, all right, here you guys. Like the air tanks are half full. Like, oh, if you just paid more, you could have gotten more air,
I
you
don't
know?
think that's how it works. I think it's like you either hike to base camp for like 3 grand, and if you hike to the top, you pay the full amount. I don't think the Sherpa's dishing out oxygen at 27,000 feet. I think it's
Yeah,
probably
we're
like,
yeah, we're
no,
just
you
gonna
have to take it
we're just
or
gonna
you'll
cheap
die.
out. I mean, I'll just use my miles. Do you guys take miles? Do you guys take United miles?
Apparently, they're trying to make Everest Base Camp more touristy, I've heard. Like they're gonna build like a resort and stuff, which is kind of upsetting.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of takes away from it, especially with like all the pollution problems they've had up there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was one guy who died on Mount Everest, and his name was Green Boot or something because he had like this boot and he had like a green jacket, and it was just a dead body on Mount Everest. And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a landmark." So now we know we're going the right direction.
I think there's a bunch of those, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm.
And that's not the worst way to die. Like you get the clout of like being a landmark. You're always on Mount Everest. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, not so bad.
Robert E. Lee tried that, but all his statues got torn down. Just saying. I'm just saying the Americans they try to do that. Didn't work so well for them.
Yeah, I think the difference there is, you know, some people like it's important to remember history, but you gotta be careful about what parts of history you support and whatnot. But
I'm so glad we took off our last names. I'm so glad. My name's on this.
I may actually have to request this episode be taken down.
That'd be great. First takedown of the Lardos podcast. Dude,
We
this
should
is, you ever think, okay, this always terrorized me as a kid. Like, whenever I post something online, like, that's why for a while I wore a disguise when I'd like post stuff. And, I wonder how far in the future like this is going to affect our political careers or whatever. Like, or I always used to think like, oh, if I ran for president one day and then they saw this meme I posted, like they would um they would come after me and they dox me.
I think it's important, just say what you think. Whatever the world has coming for you, you're gonna get, just give up, as Zach says.
Yeah, just give up. Just give up. Hudson, Hudson is barking. We, um,
Hudson's oh, never mind. Never mind. Sorry.
that's where I draw the line is at Hudson. That's where
I
I
was about
draw the
oh,
line.
that's where I was about to say something crazy, but then I drew the
No, no,
line
no. You can say
myself.
it. You can say
No,
it. No, that's fine.
let's
It's
yeah,
fine. You can say
let's pass on that one.
I think I think Hudson should be the mascot for the Lardos podcast, though. Like, you guys need some sort of spirit animal.
Yeah, we can put him on one
Oh,
of those like skewers over the grill.
that's too far. You can't like I mean he's all there's no meat on him. Like I understand if you did that with Asher, right? But
Cook them
there's no
both.
meat on Hudson. Hudson has no meat on him.
Even better.
And he probably tastes like a rat
But the
if you
thing
ate
is,
him.
like, if you want RFK to come on the podcast, you're gonna need to put Hudson on the skewer.
Oh, is this dog? Dog
Hudson's the
is
top.
really
Hudson
good
is
for you.
the he's the top of the food pyramid, the new food pyramid. Hudson's just the top of it.
That would be crazy. Yeah, it's like the oh, what do they call what do they call that when like what were they killing the babies for in what is that conspiracy theory called? Or actually reality called 2020?
I have no
I don't.
idea.
Adrenochrome. QAnon. QAnon. It's like Hudson is full of adrenochrome, you know. If you don't know what adrenochrome is, look
I
it up.
I I have
It's
yeah,
what they
I
were doing
don't.
on the Epstein Island, supposedly.
I
Um,
Hudson has a lot of hate in him. I thought he was full of hate. I don't know if there's any room for adrenochrome, but maybe.
is adrenochrome, is that like from having a pure spirit or something? I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
Um,
The fluoride's in the
I,
water. Sorry.
Lord, oh my gosh. At work, we might have to end the pod here real quick. But so at work, right? It was before my job, and I was putting in like I was filling out some information in an email. They're like, "Oh, we need to know oh, give us a little summary, right? Give us a little background about your life and what you do." And so I was writing, it was like 12 at night, and then I'm like, "What else could I add?" And then I had a sweet band in college. And then and then I look at the message today. They sent it out to the entire company. And it's my bio, and it says I had a sweet band in college.
That's that's bad, Jeremy.
Dude, that's how
It's
you
bad.
make friends at work.
It was just like, oh, we do a little trolling. It's like I can't say anything, racist. So, gotta have a little troll somewhere. Gotta do a little keep people on their toes.
I think you spoke well. I think you're right.
Gotta do a little trolling, man. When you get the opportunity, listen, when you get the opportunity in life, do a little prank, do a little troll, man. Even if it's just mild for a little bit of funniness.
Yeah, so basically what Jeremy's saying, if you have that racist joke that you want to tell your friend but are scared to, just say it. It's
As long
okay.
as long as HR isn't watching behind you.
Tell the HR guy. Maybe he'll like it.
Actually, specifically send it only to HR sometimes as well. Like, they need a little laugh. Their job is very mundane, very repetitive. So, like, give them a little laugh.
Yeah, yeah. Make them do their job.
That's right.
Also, could you guys imagine like if your life you were trapped like in the like those workplace training videos where they've got like the most diverse places ever. Like there's like two wheelchair people. It's like I've only seen one in the past like 2 months, right? Or 2 years. Um Like imagine you woke up in that universe of like the workplace safety. It's like all these white people are trying to you know, like assault you.
Dream come true.
All right, I think we'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Um, Please subscribe, like, please. I don't know, John, do you have anything to say? Did you enjoy this experience?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a great time. Yeah, thanks for listening.
Oh, you want us to post the podcast?
I gotta see if it's gonna get me fired or not first. So post it, and then if I get fired, I'll tell you to take it down.
All right, Nick Santos, do you have any last words, any closing remarks?
The glass of water is filled.
There you go.
That's all.
I'm a
That's all I
glass
got.
full kind of guy. I like a full glass.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
I can have a full glass and drink it too.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Amen.
Adios.